Welcome to a special Student Unions and Activities tutorial on how to report time. Whether you are a new employee or looking for a refresher on how to accurately report your work, this tutorial will take you step by step through the process. Let's get started. First, log into MyU using your regular Internet ID. This should be your X500 and your password. Click on My Time on the left-hand side, and you should be brought to a screen that looks like this. You should be logging pay daily at the computer allotted at your workstation. You will notice on the right that there is a mention of the Request Time Off function. Note that this does not apply to student employees. If you need to request time off, you should contact your supervisor directly. Once you have logged into the MyU system, you will click Submit Timesheet. When you have access to a site that looks like this, you are set to enter your time. At the start of your shift, you will put your start time under the In box and select Regular Pay. Enter your hours worked as your supervisor has suggested, but be aware that the system rounds on the quarter hour and you will be paid accordingly. Review for accuracy, and then click Submit for approval. Entries should be made daily. Select OK to confirm and certify your hours, and then click OK to submit. Each timesheet will be reviewed by your supervisor. When your shift is over, you will log back into MyU as before, entering your time under the Out box, and then click Submit. If you are leaving for a break during your shift and will be returning to that shift, please make sure you enter the time you clocked out for your break on the same line as your shift in the break box. For example, if you start at 9 a.m. and have a break at 11:30 a.m. for lunch, come back at 12, you would enter as so. Again, the same goes for when you come back from the break. You will record another time in. Note that this break function is for meal times and should not last more than 30 to 45 minutes. If you're going to class, for example, or a longer period away from work, do not enter this as a break. For days where you may have multiple shifts or leave for a long period to go to class, there is an extra step you need to take to ensure you are reporting and being paid properly. Your first shift should be recorded as shown, with the in and out boxes filled. To report your second shift, you will scroll to the far right and click on the plus button to add another row below. Use this new row to punch in and out of your second shift as usual. Make sure to click Regular Pay, Review, and Submit. If you are reporting time for an overnight shift, you will enter your start time as usual, but then create a new line as done before. For example, you start in the evening on Thursday, you would hit Regular Pay, but since you work until Friday morning, you would enter as such. Notice how you start on Thursday evening and your out time starts on Friday morning at 12:03 a.m. You will select regular pay for both days. Make sure you do not split your shift at midnight or the system will get confused and you will not be paid properly. If you happen to work a second shift later in the day that you clocked out, in this example, if you work again on Friday, you must add another row to report that time in a separate shift than your overnight. So you would click on the plus button and it would add another row. If you worked at 4 p.m. and you ended at 6:30 p.m., regular pay again, and submit. I'll pause for a moment, just in case you need to go back and review. Next, I will show you how to report your time if you are earning shift premium. Shift premium adds an extra 60 cents per hour and is only to be used for a shift of 6 or more hours that ends at 7 p.m. or later. Custodial or building manager or retail or AV techs are regularly asked to work in the evenings and SAF eligible. This must be a regularly scheduled shift. To report shift premium on MyU, enter your start time and end time as normal. Select regular pay. Next, you will insert a new row on the day the shift started. And select the option shown here, Shift AFS CME, that ends in 60 cents. Then, to the right of that, you will enter the total number of hours worked, rounded to the nearest quarter hour. The example shown, 4:30 p.m. to 11:50 p.m. is a 7.33-hour shift, which would be rounded to 7.25 hours. Enter that, and don't forget to click Submit. Finally, there may be a time when you need to report time for an unusual shift. An unusual shift could include one that you do not usually work, or an occasion when you are doing something that is within SUA and you will be paid for it, such as a new student going through new employee orientation, which you will receive an hour of pay for attending. Things like this will require you to change the task group and budget number over on this side, so you can be paid on a different account. Note that you will be told if you need to change these things, including the task group or budget number. I will demonstrate how to report an unusual shift. First, I'll show you on Saturday. Log the time of your shift as usual, selecting regular pay. For orientation, this will be 1 hour. Make sure you click regular pay. Before you change anything else, you should find the comment bubble on the far left and add a comment so your manager knows what the shift was and to look for the change. Clicking on the speech bubble all the way to the left will open up a pop-up window. In the text box, type a brief description, such as orientation. Click Add Comment, and then click Apply. Next, you will scroll to the right and click on the magnifying glass next to Task Group. This will open a pop-up window where you will select Pay Override. Again, you will be told if this is a necessary step. This step will allow you to change the budget you were told to use and will add more columns to the right. Then scroll all the way to the right until the combination code is visible. It should be blank to begin with. Click the magnifying glass to the right of the combination code. In the search box on the top left, type the number you were given. If you need to change the budget, you will be given the number. And then click Look Up. Typically, After you are given the number to search for, only one option will be shown as a result. Select that option. After this step, you are done. Don't forget to review your timesheet and click Submit. As you can see, there are a lot of components that make up reporting your time, whether you have a regular shift with a break or you work multiple shifts in a day. You might also qualify for shift premium, which is another special circumstance, or an unusual pay reporting option. Hopefully, it helped to see step by step how to log different situations on MyU, but if you have any questions, please refer to the student handbook found on the Google site, or ask your supervisor. And if you have further questions, you may email suajobs@umn.edu for questions. Thanks!